think I could like one.
It might, yeah, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We can work it out. I tell.
I don't know.
No, it's fine. Like, I think the people here know you guys.
Look, my son's in the video. Hello. Did you start live?
I think it's on.
I'm just putting my feet in it.
We'll just do a casual one tonight because all the guys are at a man mixer tonight. They decided to do. Yeah,
I thought it was tomorrow night.
No, oh, could they have gone?
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, I think they'll do it again because it's kind of neat for them to.
We have 10 men in the room right now.
Oh, really?
Were you just there?
Yeah.
Oh, at their house. Yeah.
Cool. Men, boys.
I think they want to swallow men at least.
Man, that's what I said. Greg, have fun at your man mixer. So we'll just keep it casual and stuff and kind of share. I mean, I know a lot of you already are kind of already on challenges or involved in AdvoCare, so we'll just kind of, you know, keep it simple and go over everything. And if you are new, I'm Lauren. I think everyone knows me though. And we'll just talk about both sides of AdvoCare because there's the products and then there's the business side. And some of us come into AdvoCare just looking for the product solution. Others, maybe the income part. So it's neat because it kind of caters to both sides of that. So our story, I mean, I won't get into it too much now, but we started just strictly from a product standpoint. And then it's been about, gosh, January will be 3 years. So a lot's happened since then. And we kind of like sharing the whole thing now because so much has happened. And because of that, there are so many options in AdvoCare. You can kind of start at any point you want, and that's the best part of it. And maybe we'll just quickly go over these so you can kind of know how to get involved with AdvoCare and sort of look at this as a menu. Do you want to kind of, how about Leslie? Leslie, you go over.
Take the poof.
Take the poop.
As I just ran up the hill to get here.
Perfect. Perfect. People on spot.
The one day you wear a sweatshirt at 85 degrees.
Yeah.
Here, scoot into the frame. Oh, please. Let me see it.
Hey, Susan.
Hello. All right. Fantastic. This is on forever on YouTube, right?
Yes. Perfect.
Right. So maybe I'll just sit properly. All right. So we like to think of there as being five real ways to engage with AdvoCare. There are 4 listed here. The first one is as a retail customer, and that's truly that you want to try the product or you enjoy the product and you're going to buy it at full price. So I think I have friends that have done that, and then they've decided after really loving Spark and loving the product and loving the way they feel that then they want to get a discount. And that's our second level, and that's really a wholesale customer. So for anybody that has a Sam's Club or a Costco card, that's the way we look at that, where you pay an annual fee and then you get discount. And the great thing now, that annual fee to start is $79. You're getting $60 worth of Spark. And then plus it's starting off at a 20% discount. So anybody who's going to purchase product, it makes sense off the bat. And then we also have the distributor level. So that's somebody that can be a hobby distributor. I think that's where Lauren kind of started. Which is where you decide that you'd like the discount, and because you're on the challenge and you enjoy the product, people start asking you what you're doing, and you share, and you let them know, and you share your link with them, and then you might earn, you know, a few dollars here or there. You're paying for your own product, which is awesome for a lot of us. We like that level, and you know, maybe groceries and gas and some other things, or maybe a couple date nights here and there. And then there's the business level, and that's where, well, for me, that's where we decided to jump in, was to really look at the business side of it. But that's where you are at a 40% discount yourself. You're also earning commissions of 40%, and you have the option to earn overrides and leadership bonuses and fun trips, different incentives like that. So that's where you're truly looking at this as a way to have an income and at different goals. And then there's the 5th level, which isn't listed here. And that's that you say, you know what? I like AdvoCare. It sounds great. It's not for me right now, but you might have friends that you want to share that with. And that's all we ask. So yeah, that's it.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you. So just keep those in mind because it's neat to just kind of think about where you might fall into that after you hear more tonight. So, you know, when, like I was saying, when I first started, it was strictly products. That's what all we knew. We didn't know anything else about AdvoCare. But what I did know is I kind of wanted to look further into it. If you're going to start taking stuff, you want to know if it's safe and then if it's going to work. I probably didn't do as much research as I should have. I was desperate. I was looking for something, and I heard great things about it. So I tried it. But in time, you know, I came to find out that AdvoCare is just really unique in just the level of safety that they have. I'll we show you they've got their own science and medical board, which is pretty neat to know that you can have access to their doctors and their scientists and the people formulating it and backing their products. You honestly could email a doctor if you had a question and they'll get back to you. I thought that was great. I mean, you go into any other store if you're going to buy supplements for yourself and you don't know these people behind what you're taking. So that always stood out to me. And then there's something also with informed choice. You'll see it on a lot of our performance products. It's just a really rigorous testing process that a lot of companies don't go through, but AdvoCare, really knows how important that is. And it basically is a testing that shows that there's over 200 banned substances that are not in any of our products. And that's huge, especially for professional athletes. Their careers are on the line if they take something that they can't have. So AdvoCare's products you'll see the informed choice stamp on them, which is huge. And that's probably why you'll see these guys on the cover. The top 4 of the top quarterbacks are AdvoCare's unpaid endorsers, except for this guy, Drew Brees. He does get paid because he is our national spokesperson. But that, to put their name on these products too, same thing, reputation. They're not going to do anything that they know is going to jeopardize their careers. But the best part is they work. You can get a lot of products that are safe, but maybe don't really do anything, especially from a performance level for professional athletes. So I think that is a huge thing. And I don't know if it was last weekend before, there was weekend before, huge college football game kickoff. There was Alabama and Wisconsin, Texas A&M, and Arizona State. So over 10 million viewers saw the AdvoCare logo all over the fields, all over the commercials, all over everything. It's a household name now. It's crazy, to just be, we were out at a friend's birthday party at this really nice restaurant. We look up and there's 2 football games on and it's that AdvoCare.
We were like, selfie time.
Yeah. It's AdvoCare right on the television, and it was just really awesome to see. They also just partnered with Major League Soccer recently too. So if you see Soccer Saturdays, the whole field just say AdvoCare, we build champions all around it. All the players' logo, jerseys have AdvoCare on it. They're drinking our products, using our supplements. It's just crazy.
Did you get the email today? They're offering distributors in the LA area discounted tickets to the FC Dallas Galaxy game. So if you guys want to go,
it's Sunday, Sunday the 27th. I actually thought it'd be kind of fun. Some of us
field trip.
Yeah. Well, then let's do that. And if Kirsty, if you're watching, hi. I was thinking about getting a group together too, and it'd just be neat to go see that. You're right. They're free tickets, right?
I think they're discounted.
Oh, $10.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that'd be really fun.
That'd be
But
fun.
that's just it is. So yes, they're safe, but then they work. I mean, that's why you're going to see that they're in locker rooms and Olympic athletes are using them, and they're everywhere. But that's, I was going to show a few things, but I think it's just better to keep things kind of casual. But most of us come into this.
Hi.
Go outside.
Hi.
I was talking about the performance products. That's what the professional athletes use. We could talk about those all day. It's a whole separate line that we carry. But what most people come into AdvoCare knowing is their 24-day challenge. That's how many of us got started, and it's kind of the, what AdvoCare is most known for. I know a few of you have done challenges. CJ, do you want to quickly share your results?
So I followed Lauren for about 9 months, and then I finally got to a point where I was getting ready to go on vacation, but usually people lose the weight before they go on vacation. I chose to do it after, because I knew I wanted to eat all I wanted. But I had to start buying pants that I would never have bought before, and so I just knew that I was just at a point in my life where I was like, I can't gain any more weight, like this is crazy. So I told my husband, and he decided to do it with me, and we did the full 24 days. He lost 22 pounds, and I lost 8 pounds, and now, I'm on my second challenge right now, kind of, sort of. But I'm saying it because I have a procedure coming up at the end of this month, so I can't do the cleanse right now, so I'm just on the mats, and I'm eating healthy and everything, and I lost 8 pounds, but then I got on the scale and I'm literally 2 pounds away from the weight that I was when I met my husband 14 years ago. So, I mean, it's just amazing to me that, you know, these products just really make you feel amazing. My last challenge, I was crying because I was like, I don't want this feeling to end, and you're gonna get it when you are in the max phase. But when you're in the max phase, you just feel incredible. And how I explain it, it's almost like someone takes the wool over your eye, like off of your face, and you just see the world in a whole new light, and you see your family in a whole new light, and it's very emotional, and it's been like the most amazing thing that I have ever been a part of. So I'm very grateful.
You guys can go upstairs.
Like,
That little boy, I need to go back. Thank you, CJ. That's awesome. And you've continued the lifestyle since then. I mean, it's not just like you're living challenge.
Yes and no. I mean, my husband, Adam, he lost the 22. He gained 12 back. and now he's on but I'm going to tell you what, yesterday was day 6 for us. We're on day 7 today. He's on day 6, he's already down 9 pounds.
oh my gosh, it's not fair. It's not guys. I'm
crazy.
crazy.
It really is
right?
so crazy.
That's why we didn't invite him.
But, you know,
Right.
our daughter has watched us, and in this whole scheme of things, she's 17 and a half years old, and she asked if she would be able to do it with us. So she's actually doing it with us. And we were sitting at the dinner table tonight, and she said, Adam said, what's the first thing you think you want after your challenge? And she goes, I'm really missing my bagel tuna fish sandwich.
That's funny.
But anyway, and I told her, I go, big surprise for you, because in the max phase, you can have Ezekiel bread. So she was like, yeah. So
And they have Ezekiel muffins, or like English muffins.
Okay.
Where did
It's all
you
at
find
Sprouts.
it? At Sprouts. Okay.
Oh,
Because I've been
They're in
looking
their
for.
refrigerated section.
Okay.
So good.
Good to
Because
know.
you start to find like the challenge-friendly versions of things that you.
yeah.
And then you don't feel
And almost-
deprived anymore. And then you don't want to eat a bagel with 500
Well, I
carbohydrates.
told her, I'm like, you just wait, because you may have a whole different mindset when you think of that.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, we had people over for the I'm a big Cowboys fan. My husband's a huge Giants fan, and my son is a
You're
Giants
just
fan.
rubbing in yesterday's game.
Well,
So
no,
you're like-
what I was going to say, the preparation for the foods, you know, we have people
Yeah.
over, and I'm like, I'm making all healthy stuff. And so I went on my Pinterest board, because if I got to post it, I have to say that I eat, you know what I mean? So I made these edamame and garbanzo bean toasted with olive oil in the oven with a little tiny bit of onion salt.
Yeah.
Those were amazing. I made deviled eggs with guacamole. And a tiny, like a tablespoon of Greek, non-fat Greek yogurt. Amazing, with a little cilantro on top.
Yeah.
Those were awesome. And then I made a Greek salad, and I made I made these artichoke. Artichoke hearts with this horseradish dressing, like a dip. And all it was, I just eliminated the mayonnaise and I used Greek yogurt instead.
Yeah.
And Adam was like, babe, this stuff. And he's like adamant about all my fattening, mayonnaise, you know. But no, he was like, seriously, this is amazing. What happened to you? Like, seriously.
But that's what I love, is that you don't have to eat foods that are gross. I mean, everything can still be so good for you, and you can find healthier versions, and then you don't want to go back to eating that stuff because it just makes you feel young.
And the things for your kids too. I know, like when it's Halloween now and stuff, you know, it's really tempting to just make these like, you know, cookie, marshmallow, this chocolate, whatever. But like, you can find the cutest things now with like apple slices and making teeth out of it. Like, you know, you want that for your family too. And I think that's been the best part is you just get different taste buds, I think, and you break habits.
Well, you
and-
stop craving all the sugar and the bad stuff,
Totally.
right?
Well, and my kids were all over the food. They were just like, this is so good. And AJ ate like 12 deviled eggs. And you know what I mean? Like, it was like, this is so good. So I'm like, this is so, and it's actually easier than what it was for the other stuff that I prepare. So I was like, this is so doable.
Totally, I love that. And now, Wendy, you have had recent results too, right? You want to share that?
Yeah, so
Similar to CJ, right?
Yeah.
So I was kind of stalking Lauren on Facebook for probably a year.
Share.
Yeah, for a whole year. And I didn't jump on the bandwagon initially, although I wanted to. I was breastfeeding at that time, so I was like, I'm gonna wait. And then just really funny because last summer I brought it up to, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And a long time before I eventually ended up doing it, but I brought it up to a coworker at work, and she was such a naysayer. And I just all of a sudden got off it and was like, okay, I'm never gonna do this. And, just started, living my life, doing whatever. And then I just got fed up in March of this year, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna reach out because obviously she's had good results, and if she's had good results, I might as well, try it at least. I mean, honestly, I would probably have paid $1,000 for it. It's just like you just told me.
So you're saying
I know. I mean, come on.
You got a deal on it.
If you're going to lose, 10 plus pounds, keep it up for at least, 6 months, maybe a year, and feel this great. Sure, I don't care. Whatever, I'll pay for it. So I did it and did the challenge. I lost about 7 pounds on the challenge, and then since then I've lost 13 pounds. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, the best thing is just feeling, just feeling great about yourself. I mean, the confidence booster, and feeling confident in the clothes that you're wearing, and just in general, and the energy that you get. So yeah, it's been.
You found time to be back at the gym.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, honestly, I just figured out I don't have to be at the gym like 3 hours a day that I used to do. And many years ago, I was a gym rat and used to go 3 hours a day, every single day for probably 3 straight years.
3 kids.
And yeah, and I think I weighed like the same weight that I weigh right at this moment. And I don't think I looked, like I look today. And now I only go to the gym about 3 times a week. That's all I can, I have time for, but I'm maximizing, the actual time that I'm there. So I'm not, being a gym rat, just talking to everyone. I'm actually working out. So yeah, that's it's cool, and I really enjoy the all the health benefits I'm getting and just feeling better.
Thanks for sharing. It's fun seeing your pictures, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Mindy, where'd you go? It's so good. It's awesome.
It feels good.
And now, do you want to go over the challenge?
do we need?
Like
super abbreviated.
Well, she's only on the 7th day, so
Okay.
it's perfect for.
I'm on day 7 too. Yay!
Yes.
I don't even know which forever. Oh,
Yes.
perfect.
It's on YouTube.
I'm glad I wore my pajamas. Hi, YouTube.
Your shirt's cute though. What is
Yes.
It says all I need is sparkling mascara, which is all I ever wear, and drink, so it's perfect. Okay, so I know a lot of you've done this already, so I'm gonna keep it short and simple, but still go over everything. And there's Shady. Okay, so days 1 through 10 are your cleanse days, which a lot of us are in the middle of, or just starting right now. And instead of coffee, you're drinking your trusty Spark, which is your vitamin and mineral drink. Gives you increased mental focus, all the energy, and then the acidity of coffee, which is awesome. During the first 10 days, you are starting your morning with a fiber drink, and you are taking an Omega Plex, which is an awesome fish oil. Helps keep everything lubricated and moving along. Let's just say it that way. So throughout the whole challenge, you're drinking a lot of water, and that, especially in the cleanse phase, that's important because you're flushing out all the toxins that have built up, and it also, helps keep your metabolism going, helps keep everything running smoothly. And then at night, you are doing your herbal cleanse tablets, and we always say it's a gentle and uneventful cleanse, and it's just days 1 through 10 are the same now, which is awesome. It used to be a little bit different. Now it's really easy to follow. What am I forgetting? That's it for the cleanse, right? And then starting day 11, we call it the max energy phase. I think you'll enjoy this a lot. You kind of pave the way for, getting rid of all the bad stuff out of your system, getting rid of the toxins, getting rid of your kind of sugar addiction type thing, and then you are going to dump in optimal nutrition. So they made this really easy for you, made it in this handy dandy strip packet. And what's in here, you still have your probiotic. That's what I left out in the cleanse phase, sorry. You are taking a probiotic in the morning with your cleanse phase also. Anyway, you still are taking that. You are also taking a little bit of a thermogenic agent and an appetite suppressant. That's all involved in this. And the other things that are in here, again, your fish oil, and you have your core nutrition, which are these green vitamins, and that is your multivitamin. It's really just to fill the nutritional gaps that you don't get from your food. So all of this combined, the MNS3 formula particularly is a combination of appetite control and energy. So it all kind of works together to balance you out, keep your metabolism going, give you the extra energy you might need if you're feeling, I don't know anyone who's tired in the max phase, but if you need a little extra pep in your step, this definitely helps. All throughout the challenge, at any time for any meal, you have the option of doing a meal replacement shake, and these are great because just mixed with water, it's a perfect meal. It's a perfectly balanced ratio of carbs to protein. I think it's 200, 220 calories, and literally, on the go, it's perfect. Instead of running through a drive-through like some of us would do if we were short on time, you have an easy meal and several different yummy flavors, and it's just a great breakfast, lunch, or dinner sometimes replacement if you just can't make something healthy. The only other thing on here that's not in the actual challenge bundle is Catalyst, and a bunch of us use it and recommend it. It's a branched chain amino acid, and what that does is help your body retain muscle while you're losing fat. So it's good when you're losing the weight. You don't want to lose the lean tissue that you've built, so it just kind of helps you hold on to it. So.
And then maybe eating.
Yeah, and we kind of touched on that a little bit, like CJ was saying. It's, a lot of people think of clean eating as being boring. I can only have a piece of broiled fish or, a boiled chicken breast and some plain broccoli, and that just sounds so gross. But, we have a whole Pinterest board filled with, these amazing recipes like turkey, curry, chili, and all these things where you're just adding very simple ingredients. You're eating, you're avoiding the processed stuff. You're avoiding the extra sugars. You're avoiding fats that you don't need, and you're focusing on healthy fats, real food, lots of lean meats, plenty of vegetables, and just really focusing on eating real healthy, food as it should be eaten. So
yeah, I think we eat way better now than I used to just buy packaged stuff all the time.
I do find myself like eating the same things over and over again, but it's because I like them. They're easy to make and they're so good.
Yeah.
That sometimes I'm like, I'm not gonna go buy 10 other ingredients. I always have chicken on hand. I always have lean ground turkey on hand, and then just kind of mix and match the different vegetables.
You can always kind of make anything.
Yeah.
If you just keep meats, veggies, fruits,
right.
And at your house, you can come up with something.
Yeah.
And can fluctuate afterwards. And what happens is afterwards, it's up to you what you want to do. Some people, I know we personally stayed in that max phase. You can stay there indefinitely. Having those core supplements and just eating clean is a lifestyle. You can do that forever. Those replace all your vitamins. You can take that. That's a great lifestyle to continue with right there beyond the challenge. And that's what I did to keep losing weight. My first goal was weight loss, so we stayed in that. But we did start to live more of an 80-20 lifestyle, which is, 80% of the time you eat clean, 20% kind of means weekends to me, date nights, girls' nights, you have fun, you don't worry about it, you don't feel guilty, and then you get back on track on Monday. But you have to stay that way. It is a lifestyle for sure. And those 24 days are to teach you to make the foods that CJ was making at a Super Bowl party, and not, if you want to make a big pile of nachos, go for it. You're probably going to feel awful the next day eating them, but have them, but try and really stay by what you just gave. You gave yourself a gift, I think, of doing something like this. So, it is up to you what you do after, but I'd say the majority of people continue on to just.
Well, and one thing I was going to say too is that you'll see people at all different body types, all different fitness levels doing challenges and still having amazing results. And that's something that most people say, oh, well, is this just a weight loss program? No, it's like a hit the reset button, feel better program for anybody. You could be an elite athlete and still gain lean tissue and lean out and feel better and have more energy and more focus. You don't need to have, 50 pounds to lose. You don't need to have 10 pounds to lose. It can be really for anybody that just wants to feel better.
And that MNS, if you go off of it, stop using it, and then you bring it back.
I can't wait for it to
you
like,
yeah, you just
look out for me in 4 days.
Yes. I just feel so so much better. You don't get that afternoon crash. I mean, at 3 o'clock for me is just so hard. I wake up at 4:45 every day to go to the gym. You're even earlier than me, so you must crash in the afternoon. And like, if I didn't have that and spark, I mean, I would just fall asleep like mid-conversation, I think.
I've been re-sparking because I'm in the cleanse phase and I can't have my MNS anymore. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have a 10:30 a.m. spark and then another one at 3. Right?
So now that we kind of talked about the products, you know, that's kind of this area that Leslie was talking about, is a lot of people just buy their products, or then they get their discount and they enjoy their products at a discount. And then we start to kind of get into this zone, and this can happen intentionally, like people want to do this, or it can happen over time. But everyone's got a different story and involvement in that. And maybe I'll have Leslie kind of share your business story, because you did start off with a business mindset. So it's worth kind of sharing how that's evolved.
Sure. Well, my husband and I, you know, instead of watching Lauren from the weight loss side, obviously we knew what great strides Lauren was doing, but also with Greg and her whole family. And he talked about how it was truly lifestyle and how you're creating different foods. My husband and I lost my weight before AdvoCare, so I understand how difficult it can be counting calories and doing all of that. And so then I looked at the program, you know, had watched Lauren. She had shared the opportunity with me, or shared AdvoCare with me a little bit, but we never really connected. And I knew that she was doing it as a business a little bit, and I knew she was staying at home and had worked professionally previous, you know, in a free mom world and all of that. And at one point, I think it was in January, she posted her current income at the time, and it was $10,000 is what she was making that month. And so my ears perked up, and I started to research AdvoCare a little bit more at that point. Spoke to some people I knew who were in the sports world, who know the athletes that are on the cover and work with them on a regular basis. And then also just, again, looking at the med ed board. I work for a medical technology company, so I reached out to the surgeons I work with and talked to them about the products and everything else. And then I was sitting at Super Bowl Sunday and with some friends, and all of a sudden there was an AdvoCare commercial that came on. And I happened to casually ask my friends if they'd heard of it, and nobody had. And so I think right after that I went home, and maybe a couple weeks later, 4 weeks later, signed up. And so I was very intentional. My husband was along for the ride, was very supportive, but didn't really know what we were doing, except for that he knew that he was now going to be doing a challenge. That was about it. And so we just invited people to join us, and invited people to take the challenge with us, and then reached out to people like CJ and others to come on board and to look at this with us. And, you know, fortunately, like, it's always, how many times have you seen it? So I'm in marketing, and you know, it's how many impressions do you need before somebody takes it. And CJ mentioned, you know, she found out about it through Lauren and through Ryan, and knew about that and was following them. And so, you know, it's, again, just another voice, another person. And that's what I'm finding now, is that it's spreading very quickly. It's just very exciting. And, you know, as Lauren mentioned in the magazine and everything else, and with football going on, and Jason Witten, he had a game-winning touchdown last night, so that was very exciting for some Cowboys fans. But all of that is very fun and really, really exciting. And so that was it. So Brad and I made an intentional decision to really go for it. I had not tried Spark. I had not tried any product. But again, we invited people. We were able to work our way to advisor pretty quickly. And we're just very excited. We love the products. We've been in the business side for about 6 months now, I guess. And it's just really fun to bring other people in and share it, and, you know, continue, because as we go to more events, we fall in love even more with the people and the process and the products. And I do agree. When you're not using the products, you do feel that gap. And so it's interesting, because we understand whole food eating and everything else and the gym rat type thing, but there's a big difference when you are getting that optional nutrition that your body can actually absorb. So I think that's the big thing. But no, it's exciting. It's really fun.
And now, do you mind sharing kind of like what your income is right now and what that means to you, and like what you'd like to do with this?
Yeah, so we've again, like, you know, we did really well at the beginning selling to that first level retail customers. And that was great. And so from the beginning, we were able to earn a couple $1,000s a month to help pay for our mortgage and bills and all that. So that was beyond what we ever thought was possible. And since then, we've really been looking at building the team. And so it's exciting because at this point, it's switching where our retail profits, aren't as much, our retail commissions, where now we're seeing our teams grow and prosper and build that. And so, again, we're still averaging about that amount, but we see the possibilities here. And I mean, Lauren knows, so I have twins. They just celebrated their 8th birthday on Saturday. And I work from home most of the time, but now I have 2 trips coming up. So I'm gone the next 2 weeks. And it's interesting because as I think about putting on the heels and getting dressed for work and doing all of that and getting on an airplane on a Sunday to fly to Philly and, everything else, I'm like, I don't love that. But I do love the fact that today I was able to go to their book fair at 1:30 in the afternoon, and now I'm volunteering on Fridays every day in their classroom. So that's kind of my goal is, looking ahead at what we would want to do. And it's not just us, it's really helping everybody that we're with. And that's involved from coaching people, which I know you're so good at that with everybody that you bring on the challenges and really being that coach for people, and then also for team members and people that trust you and want to grow together. So it's fun. Be able to walk on the beaches, right, someday?
Yeah,
totally.
So that's our kind of goal, is at some point to be in a position where Lauren and Greg are.
And it's good. Thank you. And I love your story because it's so new. It's 6 months. And I think a really big part of that was she saw this pretty fast. And that's the difference between our story and why I'll share what kind of has happened for us, because we were totally this and only this. And that was not because I didn't see this. I didn't know about that. Like, I just bought a challenge from someone random. It was just for weight loss. Greg and I went on to lose 90 pounds together in 3 to 4 months, all starting with that challenge. And that was weight we've held on to forever. So to lose that was life-changing on a health standpoint. I mean, we've completely flipped our lifestyle around, like 180 degrees. I can't even, it's just crazy to look at our pictures too and see Greg. But from a health standpoint, I mean, I can share that. We kind of, maybe, I don't even know if we were yo-yo dieters. We just didn't know what we were doing. Like, we just never knew what we were doing. And AdvoCare taught us what to do. I mean, and that's why it's been 3 years and there's no going back. I mean, yeah, so
I love looking at these anyway. I'm like, I've seen them a million times.
no, Greg, well, Greg was a rugby player, so he
He
thought
doesn't
like
look that big in this picture.
there are some
I have one of
pictures-
his chin.
No, it looks like you have a good husband.
No, it does. It
Totally. He doesn't even look the same.
No.
and he doesn't.
His hair even got higher.
I said it's because his head looks so big on his little body. He lost 60 pounds. 60 pounds.
So
But
what was he?
he was like 246.
Because my husband was like doing that. He's like, he did not weigh blah, blah, blah.
Well, so he was in his upper 240s, probably 250 at some point, but just didn't get on the scale at that point in his life. And he was like, "Oh, I carry my weight well. I carry my weight well." That was just what he always said. And the good thing is he lost all that weight, and I almost think he got skinny, and then he got into the performance products and still eating this way, but lifting weights, and he's put on about 14 pounds of muscle since then. So
You can tell.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's great. You can share
Wait, is
that.
it the chin picture?
So he just looked the chin
Oh.
picture.
I wanted to see that.
What's that one? That super close up one of them.
Yeah.
That's huge. Like,
No, it was like from a wedding. He's like,
No,
says,
is it?
it's like the
Yes.
face picture.
Is that the face picture?
No, that's not the picture.
There you go.
I think Greg's getting bad at the
Poor
end. His ears are
They're
ringing.
probably showing the picture of you like
Yeah.
your wife.
Yeah. No, your wife was
That's
so
what we
good.
think. We're like,
All right, so Leah, there's
Oh,
Greg,
okay.
there's
Oh,
Lauren,
you
and
I like Lady Mixer.
I know, like, imagine 10 guys in here right now. Oh, yeah, I didn't know they were using that
It's
picture.
good that they did that though.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
So, that was us. We bought products for a long time at a discount. and loved them. And people, if they asked us about it, we would share AdvoCare with them and tell them about the products. That's all we did for that first year, is just told people about products because we loved them, and that's all we knew. And that alone started to bring in about $500 a month, which for a stay-at-home mom who, like Leslie said, used to have a job, career. I owned my own business. I loved working, but then I had my kids, and I decided to put that on hold, including a salary. Like, you know, when you're a parent and you put your career on hold and you cut your income in half, you just lose a lot, not only financially, but your identity and everything. So to be providing even $500 a month to be home with my kids, I was like, ooh, awesome. I can support my new AdvoCare supplement habit. You know? So I felt good about that. Greg never, ever, ever held money over my head like, oh, I work, you're home. But I, as a person who did contribute financially, always felt like guilty, and I always felt like I had to ask, and like, you know, I did our finances, I still do, so to look at stuff, I just always felt that responsibility. So $500 was awesome, sharing products. So that was the first year. Year in, I went to an AdvoCare event. It was in San Diego. I kind of didn't want to go, but I went. I had an open mind about it because I loved AdvoCare, so why don't I go check this out? That's when I kind of saw all of this. Because what I realized is I was leaving out the business opportunity. I didn't tell anybody about it. I didn't tell, Leslie would have never known about AdvoCare's business opportunity. I didn't tell her about that part. Ryan was another one. She enjoyed Spark and products with me for a long time, but I never said I made $500. She had to ask me. She said, do you ever make money with this AdvoCare thing? And I was like, yeah, I did this month. And she was like, well, thanks. Like, I want to do that. You know?
Way to hold on.
Yeah, way to not tell me. Like, what are you doing? So I very quickly realized that this part is not just my own decision. This is, how can I help other people do this? And how can we share that? And how can we share all of AdvoCare with people? Not just sell 24-day challenges, but share AdvoCare. And that's why we do this now, because you get to hear all of it and you can make your choices. But at least give people their choices. I gave people this. That's it. You can get a discount and you can buy product. Discount product, never this. Once we started doing this and helping build people up who wanted to do this, there's a lot of people who want to do this. I mean, if you have these guys on a cover and it's all over television and it's not big in California yet and you can only buy it from a person, you better believe this is an awesome, awesome opportunity for people. So once we started sharing it, the business with as much excitement as we did the products, things quickly changed. So that 500 turned to 5,000 just that second year, and that was just last year. And then when Leslie was talking to us, that was January maybe?
Yeah.
December, January, it was about $10,000 a month. And now it's about $14,000, $15,000 a month to be home with my boys, sharing something I love with people I love and working with people we love. It's just a really inspiring thing to be a part of. And it's not the money, it's the time, you know, being able, it was crazy. Today, Greg decided to work from home, which he never does. And my kids both were in school today for the first time ever. And the peace in this house and seeing him there on his computer and me on my computer, but talking, and we went to lunch together. I'm like, this could be our day, like forever. And it felt really real to me today. I was like, I want that for us. I want that for you guys. I want that for anyone who wants to do this.
Greg and Josh work at one house and you and I work
Exactly. That's the truth. That is, when you wrote that today, I was like, Brian just wants to hang out during the day. Oh, I was like, we get so much done. But you know, that's what it is. It's about time freedom and doing, you know, has he been good?
Oh, he's been great.
Okay.
But my husband's, I gotta go get the other kid and he has to go back to work till 11 today.
Oh, geez.
So
Just as I said.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Another
I'll get
husband.
it.
Bye, Taylor.
And you know, people all have different reasons. You know, some people just need that 500 extra bucks a month because they want their products. But there are some very strong reasoning behind some people wanting to do the business, and that's just kind of our job now, is to get to figure out why people want to do this and help them as a team effort. It's been really fun when it's not about your goals in this, it's about what other people's goals are, and then yours just automatically happen because you're helping other people get to where they want to be. But they have to be intentional. Like, it is a team effort, but it's a business. If you treat it like one, it'll pay you like one. And that's really it. I mean, it's still pretty new to us. You know, 3 years, I still think it's about a year on products, a year and a half in the business opportunity. I don't know where it's going. I just know that we have a lot of people now that want to do this, and it's really exciting to see. And we are kind of what's happening in California, so it's a really fun thing to be a part of, and it's fun. Thank you for coming out. Like I was saying, you know, this is fun. There's no anything at the end. It's not like, what are you doing? It's just an informational meeting. Yeah, number. Right, exactly. And that's the fun part. It's just sharing what you love about AdvoCare, and then people can make their own choices. And then, you know, we always say, if you're that number 5, like Leslie was saying, that's awesome. We just really love that if you heard something you like and maybe it's not for you, that you just tell other people about it, because it can fill the needs for a lot of people from a health standpoint and a financial standpoint. So even if you leave and you're like, I don't think I'll get into that, but I know someone else who would be really good at that, get them in touch with somebody here and we'll totally help them. But that's it. If you have questions, let me know. I'm going to do the raffle. Jenny just left, so your odds just got really good. But I also want to mention, I'm going to give out extra raffle tickets. So October 2nd, we're doing like our first big women's event here. I'm hosting it with 2 other AdvoCare women, and it's going to be great. It's going to be at a clubhouse. It's called a More event. So the flyers, we'll get them after. But it's like it stands for Making Ordinary Reality Extraordinary. And that's what it stands for, is just having more out of your life. It's just gonna be stories, probably a couple hours long. We're gonna have some really good raffles. And I was joking, we're not supposed to say what they are, but it rhymes with woo-woo women. It's like, so there's backwards. Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of raffles and just, I think we're expecting about 100 people, and it's already getting really close to that, so we have to cap it off. Yeah, it stinks, because I actually think we could probably like triple that amount easily. So if it is something you want to go to, I would just recommend registering for it. It's just going to be inspirational no matter what part of AdvoCare you want. It'll just be fun. And if it's something you want to go to, I'll give you an extra raffle ticket tonight to hold on to. And if you bring it with you that night, you get extra chances to win woo-woo women. I'll give you that.
Question.
That's the knock.
That's 907-207.
Whoa.
You win. I'm gonna think something's weird. No.
But what was after?
No, you didn't. You did not. She wins every single time.
Dude, you want to come with me to go buy lottery?
Oh yeah. Bye everybody. You get to win everything.
Sorry.